Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, checking in on the cryptocurrency space. Not a whole lot to update since we last checked in, but a whole new day has gone by, so might as well look at things. So in general, many times you'll hear me say a change in the 4-hour trend means a daily lower high is set. So a loss of the 4-hour uptrend means a daily lower high is set. A change of the 4-hour trend to the bulls means a daily higher low is set. That's a general rule of thumb, but it's not an always scenario. And this is an example of that, where if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we had a higher low just because it was a little bull flag, very brief consolidation, continuation. We broke that support level, and we haven't seen much follow through. So why is this not a scenario where our daily lower high is set? And the reason for me is every single day is still forming a higher low, and we don't have a clear pivot point. So the changes between highs and lows are marked by clear pivot points. And if we see a bear break of the low of today tomorrow, 10,555, that will be that pivot point, and we will start pulling back and we will lose that pattern. But for me personally, as long as that pattern holds, our daily lower high has not been confidently set yet. So for me, with my 12% position that I have remaining, I'm walking up my stop loss for the low of each day. And once we do set our daily lower high and begin to consolidate back down again, I will be stopped out and back to all cash again. That's how I'm playing this current move. The bulls are trying to make their way back up to the recent high. We just got up to 10,844. Our high is 10,953. And the bears look like they're showing up here a bit. So if we're going to see the bears take back over, it'll be a 4-hour lower high and then lower low, and we'll lose the pattern of a higher low every day. That's entirely possible. If that is how it plays out, bulls didn't get quite as far as they would have liked to as far as the retracement to the middle of the zone. They got fairly close, just a couple $100 away from that midway point. And the bulls, on a pullback, let's say we lose that support and we set our daily lower high at 10,953. We would then look for a higher low on the daily, and the bulls would want to hold 10,000 ideally. As the range tightens, it would be a range between essentially 9,500 and 11,000, which would mean 10,250 would be the midway point, but I'm looking at that psychological level as the level that would need to hold. So one day at a time, and the higher low pattern is the most important for me. If that breaks, we zoom back out, watch the weekly exponential support continue to try and hold, and watch the daily tightening range. Ethereum on the daily chart. We knew just a lower high was expected here because anything under 216 was just a lower high. Same scenario. It's a higher low every single day. When that pattern breaks, the clear pivot point will have happened, and we'll be looking back down, and the bulls will have to hold 171 to try and form a daily higher low compared to that level. The ETH BTC chart that we're keeping a close eye on is tightening as well. If the bulls can hold this low of 1763, we're going to look for a break of this range probably around Friday, Saturday. So we're setting up for a very interesting week where we may get a break, or I should say a very interesting weekend, where we may get a break of the tightening Bitcoin range and a break of some of these altcoin Bitcoin pairings, which are getting real tight and have been tightening up for about 2 weeks at this point. Litecoin on the daily chart, a much weaker bounce. This looks like a daily bear flag, just like the last bounce attempt did, and we're looking down at support, having already broken the pattern of a higher low each day. We're looking down at support of 71, make that 70.66 is the most important support. So again, that ranking stays the same. Bitcoin strongest, Ethereum number 2, Litecoin number 3 out of those 3, and the LTC BTC pairing has already dropped to lower lows. So a very different setup and a shift between the two. For a while, Litecoin was stronger than Ethereum. That is no longer the case. I am more interested in Ethereum because this Bitcoin pairing chart with Ethereum could break bullish and change the daily trend, whereas the Litecoin chart and pairing with Bitcoin has a lot more work to do now that we have broken support. XRP daily lower high looking to be set as well, and it is. New lower high is 29.3. Anything under that keeps the downtrend intact. The bulls have to hold 236, which I anticipate they will, as there is a lot of space in there, and we're watching for a tightening range. Low of the dump, high of the bounce, and now we're scouting the higher low compared to the low of the dump. 4-hour trend change back to the bulls would be a potential indication that our daily higher low has been established. Binance, we were watching, I believe it was the 3-day chart for a bit more clarity. If we drop down and break 2670 support, the bears win in the short term. After 2670 is 2620 and then 2417. So we have a clear lower high pattern and clear higher lows still, but we are currently $1.35 from a bear break, and from a bull break we are over $3. So distinct difference with the bears a bit more comfortable in this tightening range. And Link USD, looking at the Binance chart here, because the Coinbase chart had a bit of a fake out as we saw in the last video, and on Binance, again, still tight. A break is imminent. And I love when we see equilibriums like this. If I were only trading cryptocurrency, I've said this 100 times, but if I were only trading cryptocurrency, I would hate seeing equilibriums like this. That would tell me, man, I'm not going to be able to make any money for the next couple weeks. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be choppy. Whereas right now I'm saying, great, I'm going to go trade gold miners, which have great volatility of 10% a day. And I'm going to be looking at the break of these equilibriums when they're ready. I'm going to let the trade come to me. I'm not going to force trading in a tightening, constricting range. And that's going to keep me playing the game when the odds are most favorable for me. It would be like if I were going to a casino and I could essentially wait until the deck in blackjack were more favorable or less favorable, which is essentially what counting cards is. So to a certain degree, that's what we're looking to do here. So we'll look for Link USD to set a daily higher low and stay in this tightening range towards the weekend. We're expecting XRP to form a daily tightening range with a higher low. We've got the ETH BTC chart equilibrium getting real tight. We've got the Bitcoin daily chart anticipating tightening up. So lots of equilibriums out there. I've said it in other videos, I'm astounded by how many assets are in equilibriums right now. Oil is in a 10, 11-month equilibrium. S&P 500 is in a 2-week daily equilibrium. Gold is in a 12-hour equilibrium. Silver's in a 12-hour equilibrium. Bitcoin's forming a daily equilibrium. You get the idea. The list just goes on and on and on. And that tells me that end of August, early September is likely going to have a lot of opportunity as these tightening ranges break and we see volume and volatility spikes. And when volume and volatility spikes, opportunity as traders spikes as well. So I appreciate you watching. Continue to do good things out there. We're going back to Iceland here to wrap it up, and we will check back in when we lose the pattern of a higher low every day, as that will mean our daily lower high has been set and further consolidation will be coming to tighten this range up.